Hello, it's Charles with Uber Eats. Today is Saturday, July 25th, 2026, and I am blessed and grateful because I received that precious gift of tomorrow with God's wake-up call, and I got to see another day here in beautiful, sunny, warm, tropical Tampa, Florida. And you also received that precious gift of tomorrow with God's wake-up call, and you got to see another day here on earth. That gift of tomorrow most definitely is a precious gift to receive because not everybody got God's wake-up call this morning and got to see another day here on earth. So I, for one, am most definitely blessed and grateful to the good Lord for allowing me another day here on earth. God is good. God is great, always and always. And I'm blessed to have Jesus Christ in my life. I love Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is my Savior, my Redeemer, and my Advocate. Blessed to have Jesus, and I'm blessed for everything God has already given me. I'm relatively healthy for a guy 50 years old. I've got a safe place to sleep in that camper every night where God has put me here in this time and place in Tampa, Florida. I'm able to make a fantastic living with my Uber Eats business here in Tampa, where I've got all the work I can handle, and I'm easily able to afford my rent, afford to eat, afford to keep myself in clothes, and keep my car running with gasoline, oil changes, tire replacement, general maintenance, car insurance, and everything else you can imagine that keeps a car running. And I'm able to save up for my future needs and wants, such as the vacation that I have planned for myself early next year, 2027. And I'm able to save up for my retirement. I'm able to set money aside for my retirement in my old age when I'm not able to work anymore. So very blessed and fortunate to be here in this time and place where God has put me. God is good. God is great. Always and always. Amen. The time right now, this Saturday morning, July 25th, is 4:48 a.m. And according to that website, weather-atlas.com, the sun will rise this morning at 6:48 a.m. That's exactly 2 hours from now. And then the sun will set later on this evening at 8:23 p.m. So today, Tampa will enjoy over 13 hours and 35 minutes of daylight. All in all, I had a good day yesterday. I really enjoyed my coffee at the McDonald's. It woke me up, perked me up, and got me ready to complete 20 trips that I did yesterday. I got in 20 deliveries, and I did that in 19 trips. So I had 18 singles and 1 double along the way. And then once I was done in the late afternoon with my trips, I had intended on eating somewhere different besides that halal food truck. I thought about going back to Cece's, even though I didn't have an overall great experience there. It was just more or less what I expected from a pizza buffet like Cece's. I considered going back there, but I thought better of it, and then I thought about going to Burger King to get a Whopper meal. But I pondered that for a while I was pumping gas, topping off my tank at a Circle K, not the one that's by my camper. But I gave it a lot of thought, and I decided to just go back to that halal food truck because I know what I'm getting there, and it's a great value. I ended up paying full price because that young lady wasn't there that usually gives me the discount, which is fine. I wasn't anticipating or expecting a discount, but it was a fantastic meal. I had their chicken over rice last night along with my drink, and it was fantastic, delicious meal. And then once I was done, I was in the camper, and I got out my sheet where I write down all my trips, and I filled in my tips I collected over the course of the day. And I went into the survey to see if anybody had responded to my service, and not a single person gave me any upvotes. Granted, I didn't ask for any people to respond to my survey. I probably should do that over the weekend, today and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to start asking customers again to respond to my survey and tell them how much I appreciate getting feedback from my customers, and maybe I'll see these numbers start moving again. I was looking at these, and I haven't had much movement overall since Tuesday the 21st. They've only went up by 3 or 4, each of these numbers on average. So I need to start asking some customers again to respond to that survey to get these numbers moving again. I did have one potentially bad thing happen to me, but the outcome ended up working out. I went to a place called At Home to pick up a large planter, ceramic planter. It was between 2.5 to 3 foot tall, very heavy, and from the appearance of it, it looked delicate, but it wasn't as delicate as I had thought. All these planters always have little bits of dust and flakes from the ceramic insides where people grab a hold of the rim and they knock little pieces off, and this one was similar to that. It had little pieces of ceramic in there, so it made me paranoid that I would break it or damage it in some way carrying it around by the rim. But I didn't want to carry it around by the handles for fear of breaking the handles off. So I got it out to the car from the place without any problems. I used one of their shopping carts. I put it on the back seat of my car, and it was so heavy I wasn't worried about it moving around on the back of my seat of my car. Even if I hit the brakes, it wouldn't have moved much. It was so heavy. But when I got it out at the lady's house, there wasn't anybody home from appearances. There was no cars in the driveway or out in the street, and the house was very quiet as I approached, so I assumed nobody was home. But the way I had to carry it from the lip, I had to have my hands in the lip of the thing as I was carrying it, and I had it pressed against my body. I thought I was protecting it, and that was the only way I felt I could safely walk and keep my balance well. I wasn't able to move my legs very well carrying it that way because it was down past my knees, leaning against my legs. I get up about 10 feet from the lady's door, and I'm still on the sidewalk going up to her house along the garage, and I fell down. I managed to slow my fall somehow, and I tried to fall out into the grass because I knew I was going down with this big ceramic planter, and I had hoped I could land on the grass and possibly keep from breaking it, but it came down on the sidewalk slow. I went down slow, like I said, and fortunately I didn't damage it at all. It left like a chalk mark on her sidewalk, like you would see like these chalk sidewalk. It looked like somebody took a piece of sidewalk chalk, white sidewalk chalk, and marked up her sidewalk. I looked it over once I got up and made sure I hadn't torn my pants or hurt myself too bad. I got up and looked the planter over real well, and you couldn't even tell it had been dropped. There was no cracks in it, and even though I brushed her sidewalk, I looked the bottom over really well, and you couldn't tell anything had happened to it. There was no damages, no blemishes on the bottom of it, so I was very fortunate to have fallen with this thing and not damaged it at all. I looked it over very well, and I left it at her front door and took a picture of it and just acted like nothing happened. She had one of those Ring doorbell cameras that takes your picture as you walk up. It is motion activated, and it takes your picture when you walk up to people's doors. But the way she had it faced, she had it on her sidewall. It wasn't facing out the front of her house. It was taking a side profile picture of anybody that approaches her door, which I don't understand that. If I had one of those Ring doorbells, I would have it facing the street so I could take pictures of people walking up to my house, but she didn't have it that way for whatever reason. It could be because she had a brick, the outside of her house was brick, and she didn't want to drill through the brick to wire up the doorbell camera. And her garage was wood, all made out of wood, so that was probably why she decided to put it against the side of her garage, that doorbell camera, Ring doorbell camera. And apparently she was happy with the delivery because she didn't take my tip back. I got a decent tip for that delivery, and I had no bad results, no bad comments on my app. So all is well and good with that delivery that I dropped for my customer. Unfortunately, I need to be more careful in the future when I'm carrying something like that up to people's doors, I guess. I did have a decent night's sleep, but I had a hard time getting to sleep. There was at least one fly in my room that kept pestering me as I was trying to sleep. I knew it was there as soon as I got into the camper. I saw it flying around. Well, it followed me into my room over there to the right, and I trapped it in there because I always close my door when I get in there. Well, I turned the light out and it started buzzing by my ear, and I turned the light back on to try to find it to kill it, and I could never find it. The first time I turned the light on, I caught a glimpse of it, and it flew up by my window. And I made an attempt to get it, but there's a TV in there that I don't watch anymore, and it kept going behind the TV, and then I'd move the TV out and it would fly somewhere else. I couldn't get to it. So I just gave up on that, turning the light off and on, trying to catch it. And it did that about an hour. It would fly by my ear and pester me, but then after that it left me alone. So I managed to fall asleep, just not as quick as I had hoped. I feel okay. I feel like I had a decent night's sleep. So hopefully that fly is out of my room when I get back there this evening, tonight, to rest. Oh, something else I forgot. I went into a lot of gas stations yesterday. Yesterday was a 7-Eleven and Speedway day for me. A lot of 7-Eleven stores, at least. And one of the 7-Elevens, I found 3 more cans of this Monster Rehab with good dates on it. So I took the opportunity because I knew I was going to need them after tomorrow. I needed drinks for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I bought 2 cans of this tea and lemonade Monster Rehab, Revive, Refresh, Recover. They were 3 for $8. They had 4 for $9, and maybe I should have done that, but 3 for $8 is a fine price for these rehab drinks. And they both have, these tea and lemonade both say E2619. So these are from May of this year. So those are good dates. And then I bought for the third can, I bought this peach tea flavor. And this peach tea is also from this year. It says E2615. So this is also from May of this year, just a different day, 4 days earlier than the tea and lemonade. So 3 more cans with fantastic dates on them. And as usual, I'm sitting up here outside in my car at my favorite pump at the Circle K, and I've been into the Mega Million website to see if I had hit any numbers on the drawing that was held Monday night, or Friday night, Friday, July 24th. There's the Mega Million ticket I bought. And according to the Mega Million website, no one hit the jackpot last night. So for Tuesday night, Tuesday the 28th, the grand prize is going up to 800 million. And the number that came in last night, Friday, July 24th, was 2, 5, 42, 44, 60, and the Mega Ball 1. I play 1, but I play it in the inside. I don't play it as a Mega Ball. The number I play when I do play, I rarely play the Mega, but when I do play the Mega, I play 1, 10, 12, 33, 67, and the Mega Ball 24. So didn't hit anything on this ticket for sure, but I'm going to keep it in my sleeve here until I can check it on one of those machines. And I still have this ticket for the Powerball tonight, the drawing of the Powerball for Saturday the 25th of July. I'm going to put that away in my sleeve too, so I don't lose it until I check it tomorrow morning. And I went into AAA and Gas Buddy to find out about the average price of gas in Florida and the average price of gas in the United States this morning. And with gas at this Circle K going down a penny from yesterday, well, it's down a penny from yesterday and Thursday. It was $3.89 both Thursday and Friday morning, and that was a big jump. Thursday morning was a big jump in prices at this Circle K. It was $3.68 the day before on Wednesday, the 22nd of July. So with AAA and Gas Buddy reporting that the average price of gas in Florida has went up a penny from yesterday to $3.97, and the average price of gas in the United States is unchanged. It's still at $4.10 from yesterday. It was $4.09 Thursday, the 23rd, and it was $4 and a penny on Wednesday, the 22nd of July. So this Circle K is cheaper than the Florida state average by 9 cents, and it's better than the national average by 22 cents. So this Circle K is not only cheaper than most gas stations here in the Tampa, Florida area, cheaper than most gas stations that I saw yesterday. It's cheaper than most gas stations in Florida, and it's cheaper than most gas stations across the United States. So this Circle K is a fantastic place to buy gas, along with the one that's near the camper where I sleep at night. And it's a good place to find drinks. They've got a great selection, generally speaking, of Monster Rehab drinks. So Circle K is a great place to buy gas right now here in Tampa, Florida. I'm going to get this tea and lemonade cracked open here. I don't have my the cup with the sippy lid on it. I cleaned out my car yesterday, and I must have scooped it up and threw it out without thinking. So I just have this, I still have a McDonald's cup, I just don't have the lid I like. But there's the free ice I got this morning from inside the Circle K here. See that free ice? And here's the tea and lemonade flavor of the Monster Rehab I'm having this morning. Monster Rehab, Revive, Refresh, Recover. And this can has the date of L2515. So this can was made December the 15th of this year. So with today being the 25th of July, that means this can is 10 days and 7 months old, because July is the 7th month of the year. So yeah, it's 10 days and 7 months old. I'm gonna get this cracked open here and see if this can is any good over ice. See if it's good cold. I'm sure it is. There's no blemishes. The can's not dented or rusty at all. I look the cans over really well before I buy them, and I do my best to check the dates. Sometimes dates still slip by me, and I buy a can that's expired. I don't know why, but I've done that a couple times since I've been here in Tampa. But the cans I've got right now all have fantastic dates on them. Get this straw started and see what we got here with this tea and lemonade. Oh yeah, that's good. That's delicious. It's fantastic. Refreshing. Well, when I got back to the camper to rest for the evening and write down all my tips, I also went into a couple YouTubes so I can find out about the weather this weekend, Saturday, so I can know what to expect for the weather when I'm out doing deliveries today, doing my Uber Eats business. And the first YouTube I went to was 10 Tampa Bay News, and this YouTube was uploaded Thursday, July 23rd, so it was uploaded 2 days ago, and it featured meteorologist Colleen Campbell. Colleen Campbell says that the remnants of Bertha made landfall for a second time in Texas Thursday. She said that due to high wind shear, it was weakened and spread out along the coastline of Texas rather than just impacting the Houston area, which is what they had predicted initially when this storm was starting to form in the Gulf of America. It looked like it was just going to impact the Houston area along the coast there and go into Houston. Well, it spread out and affected a large part of the coastline from up above Houston all the way down to past Corpus Christi is where it affected the coastline in Texas. She went on to say, Colleen Campbell went on to say that Bertha is still having effects in Tampa, Florida, even though it's completely gone at this point. with choppy conditions in the Gulf of America due to high winds that caused waves and rip currents off the coast of Florida in Tampa Bay. She said, so anyone planning on swimming needs to be very careful if you plan on swimming in the Gulf or in the Tampa Bay. Be careful out there because there's high winds and rip currents out there in the ocean. She said that Saturday is going to be a transition day with winds direction shifting to a westerly wind and push to the east after 5, and rain will be pushing to the east around 5:30 this evening. This is opposite of what Tampa has recently seen this week with weather and wind patterns. She also commented on the current drought conditions that Tampa is suffering from in Central Florida. Colleen Campbell said that while some areas have gotten worse with the drought, other areas of Tampa Bay have improved slightly. She said that portions of Hillsborough County, Polk County, Hardy County, DeSoto County have gotten worse with this drought, but other parts of Tampa Bay, such as Pinellas County drought conditions have improved since Bertha has passed through. She went on to say that today Tampa can expect a high of 94 degrees, and then temperatures will fall to 79 overnight going into Sunday morning. We're going to see sunny skies today and a 30% probability of rainfall in Tampa, Florida, according to meteorologist Colleen Campbell. After that YouTube, I went down and checked out another YouTube page, Fox 13 Tampa Bay. This YouTube was uploaded yesterday, Friday, July 24th, and it featured meteorologist Jim Weber. Jim Weber said that with the disturbance of Bertha out of the area, Tampa will see more classic weather patterns with an east or southeast winds and increased rainfall late this weekend going into early next week. We're going to see more rainfall in Tampa, Florida, hopefully. He went on to say that refer at this system as being the remnants of Tropical Storm Bertha. He said for the most part, Bertha brought more rain showers and high winds than anything else. It didn't cause a lot of flooding or damage to Louisiana or Texas. It was just mostly some rain and high winds. And he said the most of the rain actually fell out into the Gulf with this system. He went on to say that while rain chances will increase next week, Tampa is still dealing with significant drought conditions. And he said for the year going into 2026, just measuring the rainfall that has happened this year, Tampa, Florida is still 6 inches shy of what rainfall it needs, and that's just for this year. So, and we were in a drought going into 2026, so this is still a very significant bad drought that we're in. Jim Weber said we can expect a high of 93 and a low of 80 degrees today. And those were the only 2 YouTubes I checked for the weather this Saturday, July 25th, 2026. And here goes all the trips I completed yesterday. The first pickup, trip number 1, was for Victor. Victor wanted breakfast from the McDonald's on East Fowler. Victor's fare for that trip was $2, and Victor tipped me $3.41, so made $5.41 for delivering breakfast to Victor's house. Thank you so much for that generous $3.41 tip. I really appreciate you, Victor. Thank you for that. Then I went on to pick up trips 2, 3, 4, and 5 for Rhonda, Roy, Trip 3 was a double for Roy and Missy. Trip 4 was for Elman, and Trip 5 was for Megan. Rhonda wanted sandwiches from Cuban Sandwich Shop on North Florida. Rhonda tipped me $4.49. Roy and Missy were a double. I went to the Lowe's on Dale Mabry for Roy. And Trip 7 was a 7-Eleven pickup. I went to the 7-Eleven on East 7th. Roy and Missy, I didn't get a tip through the app for this delivery, this double. I just made $8.93 for delivering that Lowe's order and the 7-Eleven order. But when I got to Missy's house, she gave me a $5 cash tip. So I can't say I wasn't tipped. I just wasn't tipped through the app. Thank you so much for that $5 cash tip, Missy. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate your business, Missy, and I appreciate your business, Roy. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you both. And then I went on to pick up Trip 4 for Elman. Elman tipped me $4 for picking up 3 Coin Diner on North Nebraska. And then Megan was Trip 5. Megan wanted Best Breakfast Company on North Nebraska Avenue. That was, I went right back to the 3 Coins Diner. Best Breakfast Company is a virtual diner or ghost kitchen that operates out of the 3 Coins Diner. Megan tipped me $6.02 for that delivery. Thank you so much for your tips and fares. Megan, Elman, Missy, Roy, and Rhonda. I appreciate all of you. We're all very thoughtful, kind, and generous. Then I went on to pick up trips 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 for Fancy, Courtney, Brandon, Melanie, Marco, and Maddie. Fancy tipped me $4 for picking up her Starbucks delivery from Bruce B. Downs. Courtney was that order that I picked up at home on Grand Cypress Drive, the one I dropped her ceramic planter that I fortunately didn't cause any damage to. I made $6.06 for delivering that planter to Courtney's house. Thank you so much for that fare and the business, Courtney. Brandon was Trip 8. Brandon was a 7-Eleven pickup from the State Road 54. Brandon tipped me $3.03. Melanie was Trip 9. Melanie wanted Mi Carita Restaurant on Land O'Lakes Boulevard. Mi Carita and Restaurant and Bakery. Marco was Trip 10. Marco wanted 7-Eleven on Land O'Lakes. And then Maddie wanted an order to be picked up. Maddie was Trip 11. He wanted Speedway gas station. I think it was just a drink. He wanted a Speedway fountain drink from Land O'Lakes Boulevard. I made a tip of $4.92 for Maddie. Thank you so much for those tips and fares. Maddie, Marco, Melanie, Brandon, Courtney, and Fancy. I appreciate all of you. You're all very thoughtful, kind, and generous. After dropping off Maddie's Speedway order, I went on to pick up trips 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 for Kim, Math, Steve, Sonny, Pasco, Carlos, Maria, and Dave. Kim tipped me $5.02 for picking up 7-Eleven from Land O'Lakes Boulevard. Math initially tipped me $8.67 for picking up their B Coffee on Land O'Lakes Boulevard. But afterwards, they increased my tip $3 more, so actually tipped me almost $12. Thank you so much for that very generous tip of almost $12, Math. Really appreciate that. That was an easy delivery to do, and not sure why you did it, but I really appreciate it nonetheless. I treated you like I treat all my customers. I didn't do anything particularly special for you, Math, but I appreciate that nonetheless. Really, that was very kind of you. Then I went on to pick up another gas station delivery. No, that was the one after that. Steve was Trip 14. Steve wanted Capital Tacos on Land O'Lakes. Steve tipped me $4.84. Sonny was Trip 15. I went to the McDonald's on Land O'Lakes Boulevard. Sonny tipped me $3 for picking up that McDonald's order. Pasco was Trip 16. Pasco wanted Wendy's on Land O'Lakes Boulevard. Pasco tipped me $3. And then Carlos was Trip 17. Carlos tipped me $5.17 for picking up a couple pizzas from the Papa John's Pizza on Land O'Lakes. Trip 18 was from Maria. Maria wanted a Blizzard from Dairy Queen on State Road 52. Maria tipped me $4.16 for picking up that dessert item and taking it to her house. And then my last run of the day was a Burger King delivery. Dave wanted Burger King on Commercial Way. Dave tipped me $5 for delivering Burger King to his house. Thank you so much for those tips. Maria, Dave, Carlos, Pasco, Sonny, Math, Kim, and Maddie. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all my customers that I had yesterday. I thought I went to more gas stations than that, but I guess it was more gas stations than I do on average, but it wasn't as many as I thought. I went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a lot, but it's not. I thought I did more than that. So five gas stations yesterday. Well, I'm going to wrap this up and get into the McDonald's and hopefully enjoy my coffee and hopefully get in another 20 trips today. And according to everything that I've read and watched about the weather today, it's going to be a beautiful weekend here in Tampa, Florida. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting outdoors and getting some exercise and getting some sunshine today. I hope wherever you're at, you're able to get outside and enjoy the weather like I am and get some exercise and get some sunshine wherever you're at. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day and have a super weekend. God bless you all. Talk to you soon.